First off, I apologize for waking you up yet again. I know it's been only a few hours since I left. The sun is not even fully up yet. And I also know we already said goodbye. But I don't have to go back home until at least a few more hours. So, um, what I wanted to ask earlier, do you want to go on a sleigh ride with me? I'm sorry if that's too forward, but Uh, oh, you would? Yay. Um, yes, I do mean my magic sleigh. It will be a bit of a tight fit, but there is room for both of us. Wait, you're not afraid of heights, are you? Okay, phew. Hmm, honestly, I don't care if this will get me a lecture from my father. I am probably being silly, but I don't want to go back just yet. I want to hang out some more with you. Uh, that is if you want to as well, of course. That's good. Well then, I think you should change into something warm. We're going to fly in a sleigh, and it gets cold up there. Yeah, I'll wait here. Are you all warm and cozy? Okay, let's go. I parked the sleigh right outside your house this time. Oh, don't worry, I have been quiet, and no one is awake just yet. Not at this time in the morning. Oh, don't worry about Jingle. I promised him even more snacks when we get home, and a good brushing. Besides, he doesn't mind too much who's in the sleigh with me, as long as he gets to run. Oh well, don't just stand there, get in. It's not the most comfortable ride, but it's mine. Well, I told you it would be a tight fit. Okay, are you ready? I'll take off slowly so you can adjust. Let's go, Jingle. Hey, are you okay? Sure? I can land again if it's too much for you. Okay, then do you think I can pick up the pace a little? Go as fast as I can, huh? You heard that, Jingle? Sounds like a challenge. Well, you told me to go as fast as I could. Okay. Whoa. Slow down. I'm guessing that was a little too much. No. That wasn't even close to top speed yet. You look surprised. How else would I be able to deliver thousands of presents in a single night? I need to have a fast sleigh and an equally fast reindeer to pull it. Perhaps I scared you a little. Well, since you're holding on to me, don't apologize. I don't mind you holding on to me a little bit. I'm sure this feels really weird and foreign to you, being this high up, being pulled through the sky. Besides, even though we're both dressed warmly, it's still cold up here, so sharing body heat might not be the worst thing in the world. You would think I would be accustomed to the cold, right? with me living on the North Pole and all that. But no, I still get very chilly. Hmm, how you're blushing. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable by saying that. It's just that sharing warmth is one of the best ways to stay warm. No, going top speed is not really an issue for me, but it is something you need to get accustomed to, like getting used to driving a very fast car. It takes time. Well, when I was old enough, Dad took me with him to gift presents a few times. Took me all over the world. So I've had a lot of time to get accustomed to it. Mm-hmm. I did mention this was the first time I actually went out to gift presents alone. No, I was not the only one who was working tonight. I'm only assigned a specific district. Then there's my dad, who does most of the work, and of course the elves help too. Then, after a very, very long night, we all go back home to mom for warm cocoa and food. That's always my favorite part of the night. I used to help my mom cook, but I wanted something different. You see, the idea was that I would help my mom with the feast every year, but um, I realized I wanted to go out too and gift gifts, see the world. I did feel bad when I eventually had to tell her that I'd rather help my dad. But luckily she understood. She told me she just wanted me to do what made me happy. She knew me well enough to know I would probably end up going out with my dad every year. The choice was always mine to make. Luckily, there is a large group of elves that also help with cooking. Mm. Oh, of course, Mom could help too with delivering presents if she wanted. But she just loves cooking so much, and it shows. Her cooking is the best, and especially at this time of year, she loves spoiling all of us with the yearly feast she and the elves make. So, have you ever seen your neighborhood from this high up? It's something else, isn't it? From this high up, it seems like a whole different place. So serene and quiet. Seeing the morning sun rise over the foggy hills. So beautiful. This has got to be the favorite part of my job. I said before I love making people happy with presents I bring, but when I'm up here, I'm at my most comfortable. I have worked hard tonight to deliver all the presents on time, and I really enjoyed it. I would be lying, however, if I said that it wasn't also stressful. And flying around like this, it really relaxes me. A question? Yeah, sure. Oh, um, how I was adopted. It's honestly not a very interesting story. I remember living on the North Pole for as long as I can, well, remember. But my father, Santa, told me my birth mother got very sick one day. So sick that she would eventually end up succumbing to said sickness. It was around Christmas time, and all she wished for was for her baby to grow up somewhere safe and happy, somewhere full of magic and cheer. She was poor and had no living relative she knew of, so I guess Santa heard her wish and made it come true. No, I don't really know why my father decided to take me in particular. I'm sure there have been, and sadly will be, more children more deserving of the kindness my father provided me. He always assured me I was more than deserving, but I can't help but wonder sometimes. Guess that's another reason I decided I wanted to go deliver presents. Not every child is as lucky as I have been, and if I can bring just a little bit of happiness to whoever needs it with a gift, I want to do it. Guess it's my way of giving back. It's not so bad on the North Pole. It's all I've ever known, so yes, the heart's cold, but also the beautiful polar lights. It's truly a sight to behold. And the different wildlife. The cutest little polar fox followed me home one day and. Sorry, getting carried away. I don't really get to talk about these things other than with my family, so talking to you about this is really refreshing. I have an idea. Have you ever been to the top of the large clock tower? Well, we should change that then, shouldn't we? Yep, I definitely think so. But, before we get there, I want to know more about you. Please tell me a little about yourself. Oh, please, I think you're very interesting. So your family lives far away. And friends? Mm-hmm. I guess that's another reason you love Christmas. You don't get to see family and friends too often, so Christmas is that one special time of year when you get to catch up with everyone. You're probably going to be so tired tomorrow. I mean, in a few hours. Because of me. Perhaps I shouldn't have come back. Worth it? That makes me happy that you think so. Okay, here we are at the clock tower. Let's descend. Careful. There we go. Perfect landing as always, Jingle. Isn't the view beautiful up here? Look, you can see your house from here. Just imagine, this clock tower has been here for probably ages. And we're one of the few people to ever be on the very top of its roof like this. I realize I might have sounded a bit ungrateful for the position I'm in, calling it my work and all that. And it is work, it's my job. But I do realize how lucky I am to be able to give gifts to people, make them happy, fly around the world like this. Why are you thanking me, silly? I should be thanking you. Your genuine amazement at everything I told you helped me realize how lucky I am. Is it weird for me to wish we had a little more time to talk before having to leave? We don't have much time left. I have to go back soon, sadly. Sadly, no. My parents didn't impose many hard and fast rules on me, but there is one. We're only supposed to leave the North Pole once a year. We have to keep the Christmas magic alive. We all try to make the best of it in the short time we have left to see the rest of the world. After work, of course. The elves usually resort to playing pranks on each other. My father uses the magic of his sleigh to travel unbelievable distances to see as much as he possibly can. Trust me, my sleigh speed is nothing in comparison. And me? I apparently wake people up by tumbling down their house and then proceed to keep them from sleep. Sooner or later, though, we all have to go back. Speaking of which, I think that means it's time for us to head back now. You really should try and get some sleep while you still can when we get back home. I think I really will get in trouble with my father if I stay away for much longer. Let's go. This was really fun. I hope this sleigh ride has made it up to you a little bit for my blunder earlier this morning. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope you'll remember me, this for a long time. As I've told you, even if I'm allowed to return here, it won't be until at least next year. Those are the rules. I'm still not entirely sure why my father sent me to your house. I'm sure he had a good reason. Perhaps he knew I would be too focused on doing my job tonight and not having fun. Why would you have been the one to help with that, you ask? Maybe he knew you would be one of the few open enough to at least try and believe my story. Yeah, I know you tried to call the cops. Oh, don't apologize for that, please. It's more than understandable. My point is, that was not the first thing you did, was it? The first thing you wanted to do was help me, wondering if something might have happened to me if I needed help. It was only after I started claiming I was Santa's daughter that you had enough. Well, of course you were very weary of me. Who wouldn't be? I just broke into your house. And let me tell you this, if I had been anyone else, you had been right to call the cops. But in this case, you assessed the situation. Maybe subconsciously you knew I was not a threat. Who can say? I think my father knew you would at least be willing to hear me out. And yes, Jingle helped out. A lot. Yes, you will get those snacks, I promise. Don't worry, you silly reindeer. You know, I just realized something. It's been such a weird night for me. My head feels a bit scrambled. And I never asked your name. How impolite of me. That's a nice name. Was that a yawn? Don't fall asleep in the sleigh now. Don't worry, we're almost home. Me? What do you mean? Oh, I still have a long trip to the North Pole to make. It won't take quite that long. Magic sleigh, remember? As I mentioned, my sleigh is not as fast as my father's. If it was, I might have been able to stay just a little bit longer. In a short amount of time, he can whip all over the world. My sleigh is still fast enough to get me home in a reasonable amount of time, though. Okay, well, we're here. You're home. Can you get out of the sleigh, okay? Good. You really don't need to thank me. It was my pleasure. This time it really is goodbye. I'm out of time, sadly. I have to go back home. To Mom's feast. I'm not as happy about that as I thought I'd be when I started working this evening. uh, Take care of yourself and your loved ones, okay? Remember, it doesn't have to be Christmas for us to be accepting and kind to each other. I realize, very much so, that I don't have to tell you that. I know I said this before, but I really don't think I'll forget about you anytime soon. Thanks again for your kindness. So long. Merry Christmas.